Hi kids, today we are going to be practicing and learning how to count in 2's, 5's and 10's. For this activity you're going to need your hands, you're going to need a squared piece of paper, a pencil and rubber. Let's get started. Now before you start this lesson, I just want to say please don't panic. What's on this video is designed for you to keep practicing. You may not completely achieve this lesson today, but it's designed for you to keep practicing at home, and I can guarantee that you are going to get better at counting in 2's, 5's and 10's the more you practice this video. Remember, your brain is like a computer program, and the more times it sees something and the more times it practices something, the better it becomes. And quite simply, that's how we learn. So please don't worry if you don't understand this today. Just keep going back to it, and I will be using this in class to help you too. Let's get going. Let's count in 10's. Do you notice how I've coloured all the boxes in the 10's column? I've got all numbers that are 2 digits. What else do you notice about the numbers? That's right, they've all got a 0 in the ones place, apart from the 100, which has got a 0 in the 10's and 100 place. Now let's have a go at counting in 10's. Okay, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Fantastic. Now, they're all even numbers too. All of those 10's numbers are even, which means we could split them into 2 groups equally. Now we can count our hands and fingers to help us count to 10. And if we were in class now, I would be saying, everybody show me 10. And you should have 2 hands up like the screen. Okay. Now when we're counting 10's, to get used to the fact that we've got our hands to help us, we would clap them. So we're going to go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Pause the video and have another go. Could you have a go at writing down counting in 10's? Now, I'll let you into a little secret that we've discussed in class before. When we count in 10's, it's just the same as counting as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 10. But this time you make the number 10 times bigger, which means that you put a 0 in the ones column. So 10, 20, 30. Have a go. Let's see how you do. How did you do? Tick or fix? Let's practice counting in 5's. Have you noticed anything about the way that I've coloured in counting in 5's? Yes, that's right. I've coloured straight down 2 columns. Do you notice anything else about the numbers? They either end in a 5 or a 0. Can you spot that? Let's have a go at counting in 5's. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. Now, let's have a go at counting in 5's. I've put a picture up of a hand that's got 4 fingers and 1 thumb. So this can help us count in 5's. So first of all, we can see that the first hand has got 5 fingers on there. Okay. And then if I wanted to count with 5 more, I would count all of the fingers in the 2 hands. So I'm going 5, then I'm tapping the other hand, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, etc., etc. Can you have a go at counting the fingers? Just counting ones to start with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10. Now, on your piece of paper, could you write down all the numbers that should be underneath my hands? So counting in fives. So we know it's 5, 10. What's next? If you do get stuck, just count in ones from 10. So I've got my 5 fingers up, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. If I can just remember 5, 10, 15 in the pattern, that's fine. So pause the video and see if you can count in fives from 5 to 50. How did you do? Tick or fix your answers. We are going to have a go at counting in 2's, but first we're going to see if we can recognise any patterns that might help us count. Now, when we count in 2's on a 100 square, we count every 2 squares. So for example, 1, 2, I've coloured that yellow. 3, 4, I've coloured that yellow. 5, 6, I've coloured that yellow, etc., etc. So when we count, we know that we're counting every 2 squares, but as we get more familiar with counting, we can just repeat and learn the pattern. So my turn, your turn. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Let's try counting in 2's with some real life objects. In front of you, you should be able to see some 2p coins. Each coin is worth 2 pennies. So we would tap them twice if we were going to count them. So for example, I'm pretending I'm tapping on the keyboard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we're going to practice the pattern again. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. You should notice that all of these numbers are even numbers, so they all either begin or end in 2, 4, 6, 8, 0. Pause the video and have a go at counting in 2. Now you will notice that I've taken the numbers away. What I would like you to do on your piece of paper is just write down the numbers that should be under each coin. So you'll end up with a long row of numbers with finger space in between, counting in 2's. So for example, your first number will be 2. If you're not sure, try the tapping that we practiced. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So can you write in 2's from 2 all the way up to 20? It's time to mark your answers. Tick, or if you got the answer wrong, fix it. Okay? Don't be scared to go back and replay this video again if you need a little bit more practice. Well done. A thumbs up for effort, children. Well done. Keep practicing.